This
over.
conference will now be recorded.
So just to give you a brief overview, guys, in the yesterday's discussion, we spoke about how, like, what all, are the prerequisites. So it is completely documented, guys. You will get this detail once we have the official, you can say, project created, and once it is created, we will. I'll share this notes and everything over the readme.md file, so you guys can refer this. Okay. So in the yesterday's discussion, guys, we have just spoken about the official. So we went through the official, you can say, Cypress.io website, and I showed you what are the advantage which Cypress is having compared to other automation tool, and why Cypress is being kind of referred or preferred over other automation. And after that, we spoke about how to do the initial setup in Cypress, what are the prerequisite with respect to Windows machine as well as Mac machine, what all things are required. And for our practice purpose, I spoke that I have showed you that we will be having one particular project, and all our activity and everything will be kind of having like everything will be stored over that particular folder. And today I will be going in detail about each and every folder structure, and then later on we'll start with the test case creation, guys. We'll create today around 2 to 3 test case, like the first 3 4 test case, and our session will be more of like UI oriented as of now. And once we are good with the UI scenarios test cases, then we'll move or jump into manual API testing, Postman, and then API. So till this point, anybody has anything to, let's say, share or share, speak up, or doubt or query, concern, please feel free to unmute and speak up, guys. Anybody has any concerns, please feel free to kind of ask your doubts, guys. Okay. So I believe everyone are good. So today we will be talking about the folder structure in details. Okay. So in yesterday's discussion, guys, I already told you that we are having this particular folder structure, which I showed you already. And this particular folder structure will be default, and additional to that you can have other files, but yeah, this particular folder structure will remain consistent irrespective whether you are following UI automation framework or you are following API automation framework. Okay, only thing is your file will keep on adding. If you have something, let's say Jenkins related part, so you will see one Jenkins file over here. If you have something with respect to YAML GitHub actions, so you will see one YAML file, GitHub workflow. So all this will be kind of additional file which will be part of this particular, as well as additional file will be added into this particular folder structure. So today we'll be talking mostly into what is this particular folder structure doing, guys. Okay, so the very first folder you can see that we have Cypress, guys. Perfect. Under Cypress you can see that we are having something called as E2E. We have, guys, after that we are having support. Okay, now let us discuss in detail about each of the folder structure. Okay, now what does E2E contains, guys? E2E stands for end-to-end test, that I already discussed in the yesterday's session. E2E is nothing but all your, we call that as a spec file, guys. In Cypress we call it as a spec file. We actually never call that as a test case. We call this as a spec file, or all your specs file will be stored at this location. Am I clear, everyone? Okay. So in E2E, guys, you can create multiple folder as per your wish. There is no limitation with respect to that. But all your test case, okay, when I say test case, you can consider spec file in Cypress case. Okay. And all your test case spec file will be stored into E2E folder. Okay. And the extension can be anything, guys. irrespective whether it is .cy.js, .feature, .js, whatever it is. But that logic we need to follow, we need to provide in our config file, guys. Okay, so Cypress will understand that we are executing the test case with extension so and so. Everyone are clear with E2E, guys? Anybody has any concern, doubt, queries for E2E? What does E2E means? Yes, anyone? Okay, perfect. Next is, guys, fixture folder. Fixture folder, all your test data, okay, will be stored over here. Okay, stored here. What does this test data means, guys? Test data can be in the form of .json, it can be in the form of .csv, it can be in the form of .txt, it can be in the form of .xlsx, it can be in the form of dot you can say jpeg, which is nothing but image, guys, .png. Okay, so all your data whatever you require, guys, for the testing purpose will be stored inside which folder, guys? Fixture folder. Okay, please remember, guys, in fixture folder you can obviously have the subfolders and everything, but make sure you follow the proper naming convention, and based on those naming convention you will have all your file over here. Okay, so what is test data, guys? Test data are nothing but the data which we will require for performing the end-to-end execution. Okay, I'll give you one simple example of one of the website, guys. Okay, so we have something called as you can consider skyscanner.co.in. Okay, so this is a website, and on this website what all data we will need? We will need the from location, we will need the to location, departure date, return date, number of passenger. Okay, so total 5 data we need, guys. Okay, so what happens usually in most of the you can say web related automation, guys, this data is being passed via API, and this data will be passed in the form of JSON, guys. Okay, what is JSON? JSON stands for Java Single Object Notation. So when you pass this data in the form of JSON, this data will be kind of filled over here. Okay, and this, based on this data, if you user clicks on search, we will get the result, guys. Okay, so this is just one simple example. What I wanted to convey is the data which is being passed over here, we will not hard code the value in the test case, guys. Okay, so what we will do, we will store those data in the fixture folder, fixture file, and from there we will read the data and we will use into our E2E test cases. Am I clear, everyone? Anybody has any doubt, any you can say questions, queries, guys? What is fixture folder doing? Perfect. Okay, next is support, guys. uh, so, guys, before I move ahead, everybody can hear me, right? Anybody is facing any technical issues? Because in the yesterday's session, some of you guys were facing let's say technical issues. So is there anyone who is facing technical issues with respect to screen sharing or let's say audio? If no, then we'll continue our discussion, guys. Yeah, I can see that. Perfect. Thank you, Jagjeevan. Oh, let us continue, guys. Next is support folder, guys. What is support folder? Support is the third folder which we have into our Cypress folder structure, guys. So what support folder is doing basically? Support folder will allow you to add the require plugins, dependencies. Okay, so when we are creating the framework from scratch, guys, you will have few things we need to add into our support folder. So support folder internally it contains two files. One file is called as command.js. Okay, one file is called as command.js and second file is called as e2e.js. So I would request everyone, please don't get confused with the E2E folder and E2E.js. JS stands for JavaScript. So this two file will be pure responsible for managing, maintaining, uh, like having all the required dependency from your respective you can say framework, because whatever dependency we required, guys, I told you that from where we download from npmjs.com, correct? So one liner, that is import statement, we need to write inside what, inside our e2e.js and command.js. So whatever test case we are having over here, they actually look for the dependency. So that dependency is present inside command.js and e2e.js. So they read those values and accordingly execute the test case. If those dependencies are not mentioned under command.js and e2e.js, guys, we will like Cypress will throw an error. So we need to resolve that exception, error, uncaught exception, whatever error it is throwing, guys. Okay, so everyone clear with what is support folder, guys? Okay, perfect. So guys, one more thing, you can see that we are having command.js. So command means what, you are having certain commands, right? So in Cypress you have the feasibility that you can create your own command. When I say you can create your own command, basically what I mean is you will be able to you will be able to have your own command, as in you can give the name of the command and what action you want to perform under that command, correct? So you can add it into your Cypress framework. So whenever you want to trigger that, the only thing which is required, guys, you need to know the name of the command which you have declared inside command.js. Okay, so when I say this customize command, basically like in Selenium, those who are, let's say, new to automation, in Selenium for visiting the URL, guys, we have driver.get. Okay, and here you need to mention the URL. So this is a command. What is this command doing, guys? This command is navigating to a particular URL. Am I clear, everyone? Perfect. This command is navigating to a particular URL. In Cypress, we have the command which is called as cy.get. Okay, so what cy.get is doing? cy.get is actually a command in Cypress which will help us to navigate to the particular URL. Okay, understood, everyone? Now what is this command.js then? Okay, because what I told, cy.get is an inbuilt command, guys. I am not creating new command. Now if you think that no, our framework should not use get command, our framework should use something, let's say, my bad, guys, over here it should be cy.visit. If my framework is, I don't want to use visit command. So what I can do, I can replace this visit command with some other command such as visit URL. Okay, this feasibility Cypress is providing, that you can rename your command. Okay, and accordingly, wherever you think that I need to use visit, over there instead of visit, guys, you need to use visit URL. Okay, am I making sense? Everyone are clear till here? Anybody doubt, query, questions, guys? What is this command.js doing, guys? So command.js in Cypress is responsible for managing, maintaining all the required dependencies from node package manager. And second thing what I wanted to mention is you can override the existing command, you can create your own command, you can also manage some dependencies with this particular file, guys. Okay, so I hope everyone are clear with all the three folders. If anybody got any doubt, queries, questions, please feel free to unmute and speak up, guys. Next is cypress.config.js, guys. Okay, so let us talk about this in detail because this is something which we need to make sure that everyone are clear with this file. Okay, so what is cypress.config.js? So previously, those who, let's say, know Cypress 10th version or 11th version, those who might have, let's say, downloaded around 1.5 year or 1 year back, guys, this file was named as index.js actually. Okay, so previously the name of the file was index.js. So now they have updated the name to cypress.config.js. The reason being is, by keeping this name, whoever is referring to the framework, they can understand that this particular file is responsible for the configuration part. Okay, so when I say configuration, configuration means like whatever base URL you want to set up, whatever environment you want to set up, whatever predefined value you need to have it. So all those things you can have it inside cypress.config.js. So by looking at the file, don't get confused that this is a very small file or something. As on as in when your framework like keep on extending, keep on like increasing the count of test case, cypress.config.js will keep on updating, guys. Okay, so with with the new values in the configuration. So config.js is managing and maintaining all the optional parameter which should be present into your test case. Okay, now I'll show you one documentation which is present over the official website, guys. Everyone can have a look into that. If you want to play around with mobile UI, so in Cypress we have a command called as viewport height, viewport width. So you can have that optional parameter value into your config.js and provide the value in that particular file. If you think that my base URL every time should be this, then we have one parameter called as base URL. You can set up that value, and accordingly, everywhere in your test case which are present inside E2E, the base URL value will be that. If you want to read the value from CSV or Excel, Cypress does not have the direct support for that, guys. Please remember. I'm repeating, if you want to work with CSV, Excel, XLSX, okay, Cypress is not having the direct support. Cypress is only supporting one particular version of data file that is called as JSON file. Okay, Cypress is not having support for any other you can say test data format, that is .csv, .txt, .xlsx. So for that, Cypress is saying that, hey, please download the required dependency, add the code into your config.js, then Cypress will support it. Okay, so now I am showing you one section, guys, very important. So please go through this. If anybody got any doubt, query, questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, so this particular section will be talking about what all required dependencies we have. Okay, so let me show you Cypress configuration. So this is the configuration guide, guys. So here you will see that how we have for JS and how we have for TS. If you notice carefully, guys, there is just with respect to syntax, there values are here and there. Okay, so please remember, I am already like repeating, those who are, let's say, having good exposure on JS, it's hardly 10 to 15% of the changes in syntax you will be able to catch up the TS TypeScript as well. Okay, and now these are the optional parameters which we can add into our config.js. Okay, So the what are the values? Basically, you need to keep the values as it is. You cannot change. If it is in camel case, you need to write in camel case. If every all the letters are small, then you need to write all the letters as small. Okay, so you cannot have your own values. These values are predefined, guys. Okay, so as soon as you write values in your cypress.config.js, it will show you the auto suggestion, guys. So include shadow DOM, what I showed you just now, include shadow DOM. It is accepting two values, one is true, second is false. Okay, so this all are nothing but the parameter, or you can say optional attribute, which you are passing in your config.js, and this all will be getting applied to all the test case which are present inside E2E. Is it clear, everyone? Anybody has any query, questions, doubts? So this is the optional parameters, guys, which we need to add based on our requirement. And in the coming session, obviously, we'll talk about this in detail, because obviously we will be adding all this one by one as per our scenarios, guys. Clear, everyone? Anybody has any concern, doubt, queries? So I'll add this URL into our notes section, guys, wherein you can just refer this. So all the configuration which is required for all the test cases which are present inside E2E file folders. Okay, so please refer this URL, guys. Okay, if anybody got any doubt, query, questions, please feel free to ask. Perfect. So till here, I hope everyone are clear. Moving to the next file, which is very very important, package log.json, guys. So what is package log.json? Package log.json is one such a file which include all the required dependencies. Okay, their version. This is the version, guys. Okay, you can see this is a version. Now the concern over here is what are all this actually? Okay, so these are nothing but the dependencies which are present inside your node modules, guys. Okay, now what is node module? I wanted to update first that, and then we will talk about package log.json. So very important, guys, node module is one such folder in Cypress which is having various npm dependencies. It includes what, guys? It includes various npm dependency. Please remember this. It includes various npm dependency. Now the concern is, if you notice the size of node modules, guys, this node module will be already of around 60 to 70 MB, guys. The reason is it is already holding by default certain numbers of package. Okay, so when you try to install third party dependencies package inside this, so what happens? It actually goes and updates the node module, and you will see that respective folders and everything will get updated. So these are already the JS file. Okay, so we these are readable, you will not be able to update it. These are read only file, guys. Okay, so if you try to save it, it will not allow you to save it, guys. Okay, please remember. So what I am referring is, guys, please remember, these are the you can say files which is something predefined, provided by Cypress when you install download for the first time. And this will be something which will remain, and it will keep on adding this. Like whenever we download any third party dependencies, all the files and everything will keep on adding in which folder, guys? Node underscore module. Okay, so node underscore module, it include various npm dependencies. Okay, please remember this one point. And even Cypress is one of the dependency only, guys. So you remember what command we have triggered when we downloaded the Cypress? Npm install cypress -save -dev. I hope everyone remember this. So when you trigger this command, guys, what happens? It will try to go to node package npmjs.com. It will search for Cypress keyword, okay? And whatever package is available with Cypress, all the content will get downloaded. And once it is downloaded, it will store inside a node module, okay? So even if you see a node module, we have this. And when you try to go to Google and try to check the GitHub copy of Cypress, okay, Cypress GitHub. So if you go to this section, you will see that we are having few this thing files, okay. So all these are part of your Cypress dependencies, guys, okay. So right now, obviously, we are working in the, you can say, UI mode, okay. So all the node package manager, right, whatever you can see over here, all will be getting installed by default into your node module folders, guys, okay. So this is the source code for this particular file. It is in ts js, okay. So everything, this particular code are managed and maintained by the uh, like the developer who are working on Cypress. Okay, so I hope everyone are clear till this point. Okay, what is node underscore module? Moving to package log.json, guys. This is nothing but all the dependencies are centrally located and it is present inside this package log.json, guys. This is a long file, guys. Whatever dependency you have seen, right, it will keep on adding into this particular folder, okay. And the last is package.json. What package.json is doing, guys, you can see that we are having dev dependency, okay. It will manage your dev dependency. Everything will be managed and maintained by what? Everything will be managed and maintained by Cypress package.json, guys, okay. So please remember, whatever dependencies we will require in future also, it will keep on adding inside this particular folder, okay. Please remember this. So here also, if we require certain more dependencies, it will keep on adding, okay. So all the dependencies, let's say if we need to work with JSON, if we need to work with XPath, if we need to work with any of the third party dependency, the Cypress package.json will get updated, okay. So to demonstrate that, we will quickly talk about, before that, can anybody tell me which locator Cypress is supporting by default? Which locator Cypress is supporting?
CSS.
CSS locator. Cypress is not having the support for any of the locators, guys. Cypress by default, it is supporting one of the locator, that is called as CSS cascading style sheet locator. It does not have the support for other, you can say, locator. How Selenium is supporting total 8 locator, right? So similar to that, Cypress is supporting only CSS. Now I'll just give you one demonstration, guys. Cypress is having the support for XPath also, but for that you need to go to their official page, that is Cypress XPath, okay. And you can see that this package has been depreciated, but still most of the organization still, if they have their let's say locator in the form of XPath or something, what they do is they try to add this into your particular dependencies into your VS code, guys, okay. So I'll just give you one demonstration, guys, before I move ahead. So inside E2E, what I told, all your test case will be available. So this is one of the test case actually, okay. So I'll move to this particular section over here, guys. You can see that when I'm writing cy.xpath, you can see that it is not showing me any of the auto suggestion, okay. So please try to understand this. Now what I will do, I will try to show you one activity, basically what dependencies we add into our folder structure, so that we will be able to use the command and everything. So here, guys, it is clearly mentioned install with npm. So just follow the documentation. So you need to say npm install -d cypress xpath. So copy this command, paste it over here, hit enter, okay. Once you do that, what will happen, it will add one package guys. So here you can see that it has added one value, and inside package.json guys, you can see that Cypress XPath has been added. How this got added? By running this command what I showed you just now. Okay, now even if you go to the documentation structure guys, you will see that we need to add one more line. So everyone can see guys, this inside your project support file. What does this means guys? Yes, anyone? So you remember, right? I spoke about something called as command.js and e2e.js, right? Inside support, you can have something called as command.js. So you can copy this value, guys, and put it inside either e2e.js or command.js. Okay, so this is the activity which we do. After that, please press Ctrl S, and that's it. We are done, guys. Now you go to your file, any of the test case, guys. Okay, so you will be able to see the command of XPath also. So how you can see this? Because we added the require dependency. Is it clear, everyone? Anybody has any query, questions, doubt? Yes. Anybody wants to add anything? So I'm repeating the steps what we did, guys. The first step what I did is I installed the Cypress XPath with this command. Now the question is, can we install only with this command? We can install with this command also, guys. Okay, so don't get confused. Both the commands are correct, so you can install with any one of them. Once you install, after that you need to update your either e2e.js or command.js out of this one of the file. Okay, and after that, once you do that, you will be able to execute this particular command. Clear, everyone? Anybody has any doubt, query, questions? Okay, so I hope everyone are clear with what is package.json. So you might have seen now the package.json got updated with one more value called as Cypress XPath. How this got added, guys? This got added through the command which we have triggered, guys. Now, in our case, in our framework, Cypress will have the support for two locator. One is CSS selector and second is XPath. Perfect. So, yeah, I hope everyone are clear, and that's about the folder structure, guys. So I hope everyone are clear. Anybody has any query, doubt, questions? Please feel free to ask your doubts, guys. Anyone wants to add anything before I move to the next topic, guys?
Hello.
Go ahead, please.
Sorry to interrupt. I have one doubt related to package JSON and package log JSON. What is the difference between those two files?
One is read only. We will not be able to, like, we are not updating lock one. Okay. So this particular file gets updated automatically uh,
Okay.
whenever we install any packages into our machine. So just now I added one line called as Cypress XPath. So this particular line got added so that it manage whatever required dependencies we need into our project. Okay, so package log.json we never touch. We never try to modify any of the values which is present inside this file. Please remember this. Okay, always we update our package.json. Okay, so in future we will never touch this particular file, but yes, whenever we install any third party dependencies or anything, Cypress will automatically update this file with required value in the JSON format. It will get added into this file. Okay, please remember this. But yes, whatever changes with respect to we need to do in terms of project and everything, we will have inside this. Okay. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Because I
Okay.
have one question.
Go ahead, please.
You said about the dependency, right? Dependency in the package JSON and also in support. So there is a difference between dependency or how we
You
can
can
to know.
say in support which file you need to update. That's what your question is.
Yeah, you said the dependency, right? The dependency thing. Right?
Dependency means what happens, like you might have seen that when I was writing cy dot x, correct? You have seen
Mhm.
that I got the auto suggestion,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So
XPath,
this
yeah.
auto suggestion will show up only when you add this line into your support folder, that to one of the file. It's not mandatory that you need to update in both the file. Please remember, you need to add in any one of the file. Why I have added into e2e.js, you can see the commented line, guys, correct? Require dot slash, that is root folder commands. So similarly I have added required Cypress XPath. Once you add this, I'll remove this once. Okay, I'll save this. Okay, now I'll go to todo.cy.js. So what happens usually whenever you write cy dot, correct? So it may show it. So now you can see that it is not like highlighting all the, you can say,
Options, yeah,
methods
options.
which are present for my dependency which I have just installed, correct? So now what I need to do, I need to add that line because it is present in their official documentation. And now if you try to go to your test case and try to write that particular command, you will see that we are able to see the I mean IntelliSense. We usually call this as IntelliSense, right? So we will
Okay.
be able to see the command. So
Okay. Got it.
dependencies means now this particular free project has got the support for XPath also. Okay,
Mhm.
this particular folder and everything got the support for what? XPath also. So one more disadvantage of Cypress is not having the support for what? It is not having the support for iframe, guys. Okay, what is iframe? I'll explain you. iframe is something wherein a window inside a window. Okay, so I am just giving you demonstration for resolving dependencies, guys. We are not taking any test case for Cypress XPath. Okay, so we will talk about that in the later session. Okay, now go to this particular section. I'll talk about iframe, guys. Okay, so just to give you overview, what are iframes? So here, if you notice, this is the website for W3 School, and this is kind of, you can see that we are having this as a whole window. Okay. Now inside this window, you guys can see that one small window is also available. This particular window. Okay, same window, nothing changes. But the problem is, even Selenium, guys, all the automation tool, I'm not talking about, let's say, Selenium or Cypress or any automation tool is not having the direct support for iframe. Please remember this. Okay. So what they are saying is that if you want to work with the web pages, you can load the website and try to locate the element and you will be able to work with that. That's what I mean Selenium, Cypress, Playwright, any of the automation tool is suggesting. But if you want to work with iframe, guys, iframe is nothing but a window inside that, one more window. Inside that, you can have one more window, guys. Okay, that too is possible. Now, the concern over here is Cypress is also not supporting directly iframe, guys. Okay, now what to do? Again, I'll talk about one more dependency called as Cypress iframe. Okay, so this is something, even if it is like you can see, guys, here the count of weekly download also. Okay, like the number of people who are downloading this. So this is an active, but you can see that this is pretty old, guys. But yes, whatever command we required for iframe, right, this particular plugin will help us. How to trigger this? Copy this, Go to this particular section. Okay, npm install. We don't need to remember all the command, guys. Okay, so you go to official website of npm js and try to trigger this. Okay, so hit enter. Automatically the required dependencies will get added, and you will see that package.json will get updated with Cypress iframe also. Okay, what is the next step? Go to the official website and you can see that it is saying that add reference type is equal to Cypress to the top of your Cypress. Okay, or else what you can do, add a global.d.ts in the Cypress directory and add reference type. So basically I need to add this line where, guys? Can anybody confirm it? Where I need to add this line? I can add this into support folder. Is it clear, everyone? Inside support, go to e2e.js and over here you can add this. Okay, um, or else you can add this particular line, guys. No need of that particular file. Okay, so either one of them is fine. Copy this, no need of this file. Perfect. So we have added require Cypress iframe. Now, what is the difference between the previous line which I removed just now and I have added this? The previous line is something you need to add into individual test case, guys. Okay, if your test case is regarding iframe, then you need to copy this line and go to your individual test case. When I say individual test case, over here everyone can see. In this way you need to add the required line, guys. Okay, clear, everyone? Anybody has any doubt, query, concern, guys? So in this way you need to add the line. Okay, if you want to use what? If you want to use iframe only in this test case, then you need to add this. In this way you need to add your line. Ideally what I suggest is, whenever we work in a framework, guys, it is not possible to kind of segregate where are our iframe related test cases, where are our normal test cases. So what we do, we update our e2e.js. Perfect. So I hope everyone are clear, and everyone are clear with the difference between require and import. Both same meaning, guys. Don't get confused why we are using import, why we are using require. Okay, there are two ways to do the same thing, so don't get confused. Okay, so now I hope everyone are clear what package.json is doing, guys. Perfect. Yes. So you saw that two dependencies got added. Although with respect to this, we will talk about the test case in the coming session. But right now I have just shown you how we usually add the required dependency into our root project, into our actual project. Perfect. So everyone are comfortable with folder structures. Everything is fine. So can we move to test case creation? Okay. So how to create test case? Perfect. So guys, first thing is, I already spoken about that we are having some dummy test cases which is created by Cypress itself. Okay, and we will be coming all together working in which folder? E2E folder. Okay. So and I already shown you like this thing, Cypress runner. Okay, what that particular screen is called, guys? Cypress runner. Okay, now how to work with that? You just need to click on this particular section. Okay, and over here I am creating one more folder called as 3 hyphen or whatever you want. Okay, I will say that Cypress automation. I'm just creating one folder called as Cypress automation. Okay, so for folder creation, guys, you need to click on this icon, and for file creation you need to click on this, and for refreshing, because sometime what happens, you capture the screenshot, you capture the videos, your folder remain as it is, right? So what you can do, you can click on this icon, guys, so that it will refresh your folder explorer, like file explorer basically, and it will add whatever file is missing. In Cypress automation, guys, you just need to click on this section. Okay, and guys, we are going to create our first test case. Okay, so open url test. cypress.cy.js. So as soon as you make this, right, you will see that in the yellow color JS has been updated, like on the left hand side, guys. As soon as you have any issue with your file name or something, guys, this is also JS, correct? But if you are talking about Cypress right now, then you need to add CY. CY stands for Cypress. Okay, and all our test case we will use test at the end so that you can consider that those are the actual test cases, guys. Okay, so as soon as you hit, you are ready to go. You are now ready to create your first test case, guys. Okay, so what like Cypress is following one default naming, I would say not naming, actually default structure in terms of creation, guys. Okay, so now let us talk about that. Yeah. So what we will do, first thing what Cypress is suggesting, that we need to write describe block. Okay, now what is this describe, guys? Describe is similar to what we have, like test scenario. In Excel we write test scenario, right? In Excel, when we are doing manual testing, like not in manual, in automation also, when we are generating or writing the scenarios, guys, you write like verify login screen, something like that, right? Verify login screen is getting displayed or not, or something. You follow the naming convention, so you write the complete test scenario. So describe block in Cypress you can consider as test scenario creation. Okay, so when you write describe, guys, this describe is incomplete because describe is accepting two parameter. One is the description. So you might have seen when I hover over this describe, you can see that this is coming from Mocha framework, guys. Okay, now what is Mocha? Mocha is a inbuilt framework which is supported by JS JavaScript, so in which you need to provide two values. One is title, okay, which I have already provided, and second is you need to provide a callback function, guys. Second is, you can see over here, title I have provided. Second is saying fn this mocha.shoot. So basically you need to provide a callback function. So this is a syntax of writing the callback function, guys. Clear, everyone? Anybody has any doubt at this point for describe block, please unmute and speak up, because we are going to use describe everywhere in all the test cases, guys. Okay, so please unmute and speak up if anybody has got any queries for describe. Okay, now next, in describe we have certain it block. Okay, so what is it block? It block is nothing but validate URL. Validate the URL. So what is this test case doing, guys? This test case is responsible for validating the URL whether it is correct or not. Okay, so again it block is also having the same scenario, same logic. It will also accept two parameter. One is the title and second is what, guys? Second is the callback function. Here, guys, you can write the function word also. That is also fine, no problem. If you are not comfortable with this callback function, you can write the function word. Okay, and just provide two round bracket, because in any of the programming language, whenever you provide two round bracket after the name of some values or something, right, that is considered as a function. Okay, we usually call this as a method or function, two things. Okay, so function, two round bracket, so that becomes a second parameter which we are passing, and after that curly bracket opening and closing. So everyone are clear with the structure, guys? Anybody has any doubt? First is describe, which I told you that this is considered as the test scenario creation. And second is what? Second is test cases. So this you can consider test cases. Now if you think about manual testing, single test scenario will have what? Multiple test cases. So copy this, write it multiple times. Okay, so validate the URL, validate the title, validate the home page image. So I'm just giving the name, guys. You can obviously change this name because this name will be getting displayed in the Cypress runner. Okay, so how many test case we have triggered or written? Sorry, total 3 test cases. Everyone are with me, guys? Anybody has any doubt, any questions, any queries, guys? So what is describe? Describe is test scenario creation. So you can have multiple describes also, guys. Don't get confused that I am writing only one. So it means that only single this file will be there. The answer is no. You can have multiple, you can say describe block. Okay. Then we have it. Okay. So you can have multiple it block. So total I have written 3 it block. It means that I'm talking about total 3 test cases. Okay. Clear everyone? Anybody has any doubt, query, questions, please feel free to unmute and speak up, guys. Before I move next, yes, anyone? Okay. So, how to write the test case, guys? Just take one sample website, guys. So we have one website called as, you can consider this website, which is just a demo website. Copy this and how to write the test URL navigation. I told you already. What is the command? cy dot. So it will show us all the auto suggestion, guys. Okay, so as soon as you write G, you will see that we are having cy dot get. Okay, which is obviously not the right command for navigating to the URL. I told you that cy dot visit, this is the right command. Okay, semicolon is optional. If you want, you can add it, otherwise you can leave it. Okay, cy dot visit tutorialninja.com. So is it clear, everyone? Okay, understood. Now what we are saying, validate the URL. So in Cypress we are having one command called as cy.url. What this URL will do, cy.url will actually check what is the URL. After that, in Cypress we are having certain assertions, guys. Right now don't get confused, I am using it, but later on we will have the detailed discussion on this assertion, that is implicit and explicit. So right now I am using one command called as should. Should means the value should be so and so. So that is simple assertion. So here we have few assertions, that is EQ. EQ stands for equal, and over here I need to mention the value what the URL should be. That's it. Okay, so what is this command doing? Basically it will capture the URL on which we have navigated. After that it will store in a EQ, it will store in a temporary variable whether that value is equal to this particular value which we have passed as a parameter. If yes, then it will execute and pass our test case, otherwise it will fail our test case. Understood, everyone?
I have one question here. So this EQ is used to compare string or like also numbers and like integers?
You can compare everything, irrespective of whether you have certain boolean values, this thing you have characters, you are having, let's say, float numbers, or you are having any values. It will compare all the values, and we are having total 3 ways to equal. So you just you have just seen that when I was writing, it was showing me 3 suggestions, guys. Okay, so you can see that EQ is similar to EQL is also similar to EQUAL. Okay, Now all these are coming through our assertions, guys. Okay, chai assertions. What is chai assertions? We'll talk about that in detail when we are taking our assertion, you can say, class. But right now you can consider EQ will compare all the values, guys, irrespective of the data type. Okay.
Okay, and are there also any specific data type specific ones, like something for integers,
Mhm.
something for float, something like that?
So
Or it's
Cypress,
always equal?
no, no, it is always EQ. And although we are following this JS, guys, JavaScript, and in JavaScript we are having only three data type. Okay, can anybody tell me what are those three data types? Anyone? I'll obviously talk about this in coming session, but just as of now, what are the three data types?
Character, integer, float.
No, those are not supported. So we have something called as const, const. Okay, Cypress or JS. I am talking about JavaScript language, guys. Okay, not on Cypress. Const is one. Okay. Second is let. Okay, and third is where. Now the concern. So these are the three basic way of declaring the values, guys. Now the question is whether I can write like this. The answer is yes. You can declare it. Whether I can write like this. The answer is yes. You can write. So whatever is the variable name, you can assign any of the values, guys. Okay, it is not saying that if you have declared where that you mean to you need to declare only, let's say, integer type of data. No, if you let's say write true or false, that is also fine, guys. Okay, please remember. So JavaScript with ES6 engine support, ES6 engine as in the latest one, okay, latest JavaScript language, is having the support for only this three data type. Okay, and we are going to use this only into our actual like when we will be doing actual our this thing test cases, guys, UI test cases. Okay, so everyone are clear with EQ as of now. Ignore the above variables. We are going to discuss in JavaScript discussions, guys. So it block is a one test, opening of test case. This is the command which we are writing to navigate to a particular URL. And here we are checking whether the URL is same as what we have opened or not. So let me quickly open Cypress. I hope everyone remember this command, npx cypress open. Yesterday I talked about this over here. So it will take couple of minutes, couple of seconds, and you will see that I have created a folder called as Cypress automation. So you will see this automation folder over here. Inside that, a minute ago I have created one test case called as opentest.cy.js. Click on this, it will start executing the test case. Make sure the syntax and everything is fine, so your test case will work fine, guys. Everyone are clear? Anybody has any doubt, query, questions? On the left hand side you will see all the command. On the right hand side you will see the actions. What is this command doing, guys? That is called as real-time executions, basically. Okay, so that's the one advantage you might have. I talked about this in the yesterday's discussion. Okay, time travel. Okay, so basically as on when it keeps on executing, on the right hand side it will keep on executing the commands, guys. Okay. um I hope everyone are clear. So we'll stop our discussion over here, guys. Okay. So just to give you brief this thing what we have discussed today, we started with our folder structure. Okay, and then we spoke about like what are the different folders doing, what are E2E fixture support. We spoke about what are the dependencies which we will require inside our node modules. Okay, then we have something called as cypress.config.js, package.log.json, then we have package.json, and then we spoke about one simple test case creation. And currently what name I have given to the test case is open URL test. Okay, so open URL test, this is the you can say test case we have created, guys, which is just opening one URL and we are validating whether the URL which has been opened is correct or not. Okay, so I'll just modify one of the values so that you can see the failure also, because I have shown you the positive side. So as soon as I make any changes, guys, and press Ctrl S, automatically Cypress execute the test case, guys. Okay, so here we got the error saying that it is throwing an error, guys. Clear, everyone? Okay, so I'll stop here, guys. I'll stop the recording. So we got one error, guys. This error I have introduced because I have changed the values of this URL. Okay, if I redo the changes, Control S, automatically it will execute the test case and you will see that it has executed successfully. And obviously we'll discuss in detail what are all this configuration parameter which we usually set, guys. So yeah, I think that's it for today's discussion, guys. Anybody has any query, doubt, questions, guys?
Hello.
Yeah, Jagjeevan, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I have one query. So after the course, you are providing notes regarding the that all things
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because
that's what you're right. The notes and everything will be uploaded in the repo section. Okay, we will have few repos for our practice part, correct? So I'll obviously share this detail over, you can say, Git repo. On daily basis, you can refer them, whatever activity we will be doing. Okay. So notes and everything will be provided on the same day, because the URL I'll share one, that will remain same, guys.
okay. So
And
you are
a recording will be uploaded next day. Okay, so whatever you can whatever we are having, right, discussion, it will be uploaded over the YouTube playlist. So you guys need to share your URL as in your email address, and after that this will be getting updated to YouTube playlist, basically.
okay.
So because I have one question.
Go ahead,
So
Nikhil, please.
sorry. So you will teach us also the GitHub commands, right? Also,
Yeah, yeah.
because
Get
practically, yeah,
CI/CD, how we work in real time in
yeah, real.
real time, as in like what are different command we trigger via our terminal area, and how like a team of 6 people, 7 people, 8 people, they are collaboratively working over one simple repo, or if there is individual contributor, how that particular person is working, right? So we will talk about those real time scenario as well.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Okay, so I think we are good. Let me stop the recording.